Hello everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through the flip chart that you're going to work on today during class. This flip chart is going to be due by today, so try to complete it all by today. You have the whole class to complete this flip chart, and I think it's really easy. It's not hard at all because where you went through these things in class, then you should be familiar with some of these problems. Let's go ahead and look at the page number 1 on the flip chart. Okay, the flip chart is called rational expressions because that's what we're doing right now. On the first page, you are asked to identify the vocabulary and write it down. Now, when you're writing this down, do not use the pen tool. You're going to use the typing tool. So you are going to type here. Now, you can change the font from here to a font that I can read, because if I can't read it, you're not going to get the grade. So make sure it's a font I can read, and then you're going to type over here. Now the definition is available for you, so if you just click here, it's going to open up this right here, and it has a definition there. So you're just copying the definition over to here. Okay, so that's what you're doing on page number 1. Now let's look at page number 2. On page number 2, you are going to simplify here. Actually, you're going to only identify the excluded value, which is really easy. So remember, the excluded value is the values that we can have for the variable at the denominator. So for here, the value of r that you can have is r. R cannot equal, so the excluded value is 0 here, because you can't have r to be 0 because 8 times 0 is 0, and you can't have a fraction where 0 in the denominator. Now let's go ahead and look at the second example. Second example right here, you are going to identify the excluded value. And remember, the best way to identify the excluded value is to factor everything. So here there's no greatest common factor between those two terms, so it's 9d plus 1. Now let's look at the bottom. See at the bottom here, there's a common factor, greatest common factor. D squared and 2d has a common factor, so you pull the greatest common factor out. So you pull the d out, and then inside you're going to have d minus 2. Now, why it's d minus 2? Because if you see here, when you multiply this one inside, d times d is d squared, and d times negative 2 is negative 2d. Okay? And now I need you to identify the excluded value. If you look here, d cannot be 2 because 2 minus 2 is 0, and anything times 0 is 0. And also, d cannot be 0 because if d is 0, the whole thing is going to change to 0. Now here you're going to do the same thing. And now for this one, you're going to simplify. So you're gonna use the method that we learned in class. I'll do one example to show you how it's done. I'll do the hard example here. So here you are gonna simplify. So you're gonna have to factor the top here. When you factor here, you're gonna factor out 3, and they are common in x, so you factor out 3x. So inside you're left with x minus 3. On the bottom, there's nothing else you can factor, so it's just x minus 3. Now here you're going to simplify, so x minus 3, x minus 3, and on top we're left with just 3x. On the bottom, we're left with 1. So the answer is just 3x. Okay. Now here, I think this one is going to be in simplest form. There's nothing that you can simplify for this one. Okay, here are another problems where you simplify the top and the bottom. Here, this is not difference of the square, so be careful here. Do not do this. It's not b minus 2 and b plus 2. It's not, because this is not difference squared. Negative, positive, so it's not difference squared. Okay, now here this is in the simplest form. Right. Now here again we're gonna simplify here, and this is the one that you use the box method in. So here you're gonna have x plus 4, and in the bottom you have 6x. And it's a multiplication, so here you have dot, so you can use x for multiplication. And then on the top we have x times x, and then on the bottom we can factor this, so using the box method, or you can use the shortcut that I showed you guys. So here you're looking for two numbers to multiply, you get negative 20, you combine them, you get negative 1, because this is negative 1. So it's x minus 4, actually it has to be positive 4, minus 5. Okay, and you can see here the x plus 4 goes with x plus 4, and then x here goes with an x. And you guys do the rest. Now when you're done with the flip chart, I want you to print it as a PDF. So you're going to go to print and print as PDF, and then hand it in a Dropbox. So you're going to go here and print, and in print, export to PDF. So you're going to click that and then save it somewhere. Okay, so save it somewhere you know, and hand it in. And this is due today, and it's going to be worth 25 points. Thank you.